Carl Cheffers is done with his review.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. Incomplete pass. Baltimore will be charged with a timeout and a challenge.
So that's the first incompletion of the night for Anthony Brown.
And it was close.
Very close.
It was a good throw. The one thing you always tell your receivers when you're going to the sideline and out of bounds in the back of the end zone, you make that back leg, you got to make it like dive. You got to drop to the ground and kind of slide into it.
And Cameron Dicker will get a 38-yard field goal try. And Stout with a hold. Dicker's kick is on the way, and it is right down the middle. Cameron Dicker's having a night. His only night as the Ravens kicker and punter, but he's getting both done tonight. 10-6, Ravens expand their lead now with 13:01 left to play. Well, come September, it's on for real. It starts September 11th at the Meadowlands against the Jets. Home opener against Miami. Be a very different looking Miami offense under new coach Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for this football team to go on the road and get a victory. And if you look at their first four opponents outside of the Buffalo Bills, they're all first three are really winnable. And I think the Buffalo, they can beat the Buffalo Bills. That's a tougher opponent just for the fact you got an outstanding quarterback in Josh Allen. But having a healthy Lamar and a healthy football team coming into the regular season is what everybody is excited about.
So for the Ravens from the north, the season starts with the East. And if they can dominate the East out of the gate, it sets up the season. Cameron Dicker could be setting himself up for a job in the NFL. He lost the battle for the punter's job this week in Los Angeles for the Rams. But he's showcasing for the rest of the league tonight. Matt Cole will let that one go for a touchback. And the Geico scoring drive didn't end with the second touchdown for DeMarcus Robinson. 5 plays, 55 yards, just a shade under 2 minutes. Cameron Dicker caps it with a 38-yard field goal. That's where we stand. Ravens 10, Washington 6.
Offense has been very efficient, especially with Anthony Brown at the helm. And this defense has been flying to the football, making plays like they normally do.
Sam Howell will continue at quarterback for Washington. Ravens showing run, clip pressure, and it won't work. Reggie Bonifant is stuffed for a loss. Aaron Crawford with a penetration up the middle.
Aaron Crawford just makes his way through the offensive line to stuff the run. And the way you stop the run game is get vertical from the interior out. And when you do that, it's going to be hard to run against this football team. They're number 1 in the National Football League last year versus the run. So they take pride in stopping the run to make teams be a pass-only offense.
Defensive line coach Anthony Weaver preaches to this group up front. Great defense starts with run defense. Now goes completing the line. Breaking a couple of tackles out to the 30-yard line. A flag is down. As Michael.
Pass interference. Offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Michael got an illegal block from Matt Cole, so Washington will get backed up.
Yeah, when you see passes thrown behind the line of scrimmage and receivers are going down the field and making contact with defenders before the ball is caught, that's when you see the pass interference down the field.
Washington now on a 2nd and 22. A great conversation with Kyle Hamilton this week. I'll tell you a little bit about that after this play on 2nd and long. Sam Howell. Toss out of the backfield, complete for a short gain to about the 17. Donovan knocked out of bounds. Kyle Hamilton, we asked him, what's the benefit of coming out of a program like Notre Dame? And he didn't hesitate. He said he learned 3 really important things. 1, how to be on time. 2, how to live up to standards. And 3, how to represent an entire organization. And to his way of thinking, he said that really positions him well to come to the Ravens because from day 1, you are expected to know how to do those things.
Play like a Raven. Be a pro's pro. And he's a lot more mature than his age.
3rd and 16. Howell with a check down pass over the middle. And that's Jared Patterson taken down shy of the 30, shy of the first down. He is also bigger than you think. Rod had a chance to stand next to him after our conversation. And look, Rob Woodson was a huge corner in this league and a big safety. And he's almost a full head taller than you. I was floored at how tall he was. I mean, you see the numbers, but he's every bit.
He's every bit of 6'4".
I think he might be closer to 6'5".
He's not that tall.
All right, you're shrinking, bud.
I think he had heels on.
Tressway will punt. Robinson will field it at the 12. Starts right, changes his mind and direction. Covered a lot of ground, but doesn't pick up much in the way of yardage. And the Ravens will have the ball when we get back. 10:31 to play, 3rd quarter. It's the Ravens 10, Washington 6 on the Ravens game.
To tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
During Toyota's national sales event, we're working hard to deliver new Toyotas so you can enjoy the last of summer. From hitting the rapids with a RAV4 hybrid, to kicking up sand in a Tundra, or camping out in a Highlander. Hey, guys!
Right now, buy an adventure-ready RAV4 with low 1.9% financing. Or go with a fuel-efficient Venza and take $500 finance cash.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Thank you.
Ravens edge rusher, a first-round pick a year ago, Odafe Oweh, delighting fans as he hopes to do throughout the course of this coming season. He is a key member of this edge rush outside linebacker group. Justin Houston will be on the one side, Odafe Oweh the other. Dalen Hayes figures into the mix, another former Notre Damer. Tyus Bowser starts the season on the physically unable to perform list, which means, Rod, there is another spot that is going to be available for that September 11th season opening roster when it comes to edge.
Yeah, when you find edge rushers and you don't have to bring blitzes all the time to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks, it just helps your game plans out week in and week out. If Odafe can come in, Oweh can come in and be that guy that can get consistent pressure on the quarterback without Mike calling the pressure.
But without schemes and blitzes.
Just beating his guy one-on-one. That's going to help his game plan week in and week out and help the secondary get big plays.
Anthony Brown has had plenty of big plays tonight. Looking for more here. Starts the drive inside the Ravens 15. Pump fake going long down the sideline. He's got Robinson again in midfield. Robinson works his way to the 40 and all the way down to the 34-yard line. DeMarcus Robinson. His second big grab of the night, and the Ravens instantly in Washington territory.
Oh, he runs out and up, and then again the defender bites on it. A nice throw and catch, making big plays in space. So we're seeing what he can do. He did a sluggo. He did an out and up right here. He's done a really good job of selling one route and having another one for a little deeper play.
And Anthony Brown's selling it too with his shoulder.
He definitely is.
Head fake. First and 10 Ravens inside the Washington 35. Brown with time, throws a strike. That's Josh Oliver inside the 20 and down inside the 10. It's first and goal, Ravens in the Grill Mates red zone. We head down to the field and Evan Washburn.
Joey, thanks. Here with Odafe Oweh. What do you feel about your newest teammate here, DeMarcus Robinson? He's making some plays.
Boy's having a day out here, man. I don't know how he's getting so open, too, but You know, it just shows how good he is, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the team and everything.
As you get ready here for year 2, what were your priorities this offseason?
You know, get my legs stronger, you know, get back from my shoulder injury. You know, I had laser surgery. And then, you know, just get better in the game, understand everything I'm doing, and, you know, grow in my role.
We saw some splash plays in year 1. What were your main takeaways from what you were able to do when you were on the field?
Just know that whenever I put my mind to it, I can be dominant. But it's consistency and, you know, playing through adversity and knowing that just to go to the next play. So, yeah.
When you're an edge rusher for the Baltimore Ravens, do you ever allow yourself to think about being in that line of some of the great players that have been here before in that position?
You know, you got to. You know, I'm in such a great defense, you know, historically, traditionally. So I got guys like Suggs, Doom, that are behind me. So I'm always watching their highlights, and, you know, I'm just trying to live up to them and, you know, hopefully be better.
How has Mike McDonald put his imprint on this defense?
You know, simplicity, really trying to make it easy on us. See?
Touchdown.
No, it's good, but, you know, really just trying to make it easy on us and making sure we're wreaking havoc and everything. But, you know, Mike's been great, though.
Good things happen when Dubb always on the mic, so we appreciate it. Good luck this year.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for the good luck as Anthony Brown runs it in from 6 yards out. He wanted to throw it. Good coverage by Washington. Brown took advantage of the open left side of the field. And the Ravens will extend their lead with just a little under 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
But that's what you get. The secondary did a decent job for the Commanders. And Brown just steps up and finds the open path to the end zone.
High snap, Georgetown pulled it down, and Cameron Dicker delivers the extra point. It's Anthony Brown who had a 67-yard touchdown pass in the first half and a 6-yard touchdown run here in the second half. And he extends the Ravens lead to 17-6 in front of Washington on the Ravens Game Day Network.
T-Mobile home internet yet? Trim your hedge. It's $50 a month with no price hikes. Bam! It runs on T-Mobile's wireless 5G network. So all you gotta do is plug in one cord.
T-Mobile 5G home internet. Just $50 a month. No price hikes, no hidden fees.
I did it. I switched to T-Mobile home internet, and I am loving it.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Why didn't you tell me to switch earlier?
Don't miss the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales event going on now at Len Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills. At Len Stoller, discover a superior buying experience and great values on a superb selection of Lexus ES, RX, NX, and IS models. Plus, you can also choose from more than 500 pre-owned luxury vehicles. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales event at Len Stoller Lexus ends soon, so don't miss your opportunity now at Len Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills.
To the poets and the perfectionists, the warriors and the worriers, the timely and the timeless, we're Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we're transforming healthcare for the future, for today, for the communities we serve. This is our pledge to you.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Third quarter of tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Safeway. Ravens lead Washington 17-6, 8:22 to play in the third quarter. What a night for Anthony Brown. 10 of 11 passing, 231 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 1 touchdown run. Cameron Dicker dropped this one into the end zone for another touchback. And the Ravens defense back on the field. The inside linebackers were a group that the Ravens were hoping would take a big step forward this year with Patrick Queen, a former first-round draft pick. Malik Harrison has enjoyed a really strong training camp, a very productive preseason. They hope that now translates into September and beyond. On the bubble, Josh Ross, who we've been impressed with, Jacoby McLean, and Christian Welch, a veteran who has been a very big special team player.
Made some plays tonight. I mean, it's going to be an interesting decision to make. Are you going to take the undrafted rookie or a guy who's been in the system, who understands the system, understands the ways, with Christian Welch?
Was drilled. Ball came loose. No whistle blown. Kevon Seymour picks it up and takes it into the end zone. They signal it as a touchdown.
I wonder if another lateral or is a true fumble.
They'll automatically review a scoring play and a turnover. And I would be surprised if this stands as we take a second look. Howell's arm is clearly going forward. There's no way that stands. But it is the correct way to call this from Carl Cheffers' crew's point of view, because if you blow the whistle and you're wrong, you can't eat the whistle. Right. If you let it play out and you're wrong, replay will automatically overturn it.
Downfield ruling of a fumble recovered by the defense is under review.
And as much as a viewer, you might think, okay, that's common sense. Why wouldn't you blow the whistle? The reason is this. Here's how the officials have to think. If you blow the whistle, the play's dead. It cannot be reviewed. It cannot be overturned. If you let it play out and you think it may or may not have been a turnover, replay will give you the definitive. That's the theory behind it.
And what they should do, since they do have that information in New York up top, is to call it right now. Say, hey, you know what? The ball was the ball was in his hands coming forward. It's an incomplete pass. Instead of going to the replay, going on the and bringing out the iPad and all that, just do it now and make the game go faster.
Yeah, there's no reason to go through the dog and pony show of Carl Cheffers taking a look at the replay when it's obvious that Howell's arm was going forward. But worth noting, it was Jeremiah Moon who brought the pressure off the edge.
He's done a tremendous job today tonight to get after the quarterback consistently.
And you can see the offense coming back for Washington. A couple of years ago, 7 years ago, I believe now, Michael Pierce in the fourth preseason game back in the
down. Please put 8:17 on the game clock. 8:17, please.
Made this team with a huge final preseason game performance. There is occasionally that guy that will have such a breakout game. I'm not saying it's Jeremiah Moon tonight, but it certainly raises some eyebrows. You start to think, at an area where you're thin, do you bring in another young athlete who perhaps McDonald can develop into something? Howell again under pressure, flushed, and he'll run all kind of room, crosses the 40 and slides down there with a Washington first down. And the mindset shifts from here on out. Look, in August, it's all about athleticism, potential, who can do what. Come September, it's about, can you help this team win?
Absolutely. And Jeremiah Moon has played extremely well tonight. But the coaches have seen him from training camp all the way through. They've done that with all their players. They've graded all their players throughout, outside of this last game here. And I'm pretty sure they have a pretty good idea of who they want. And then some of these guys who might have a breakout game like this, maybe changes their mind from that last 53rd spot.
Washington on first down, gives it to Jarrett Patterson. Short gain. Stephen Means checks in. Means one of the guys now who is looking along with Jeremiah Moon to secure that final spot on the edge. And the spot became open this week when the Ravens put Tyus Bowser on the PUP, the physically unable to perform list. It means Bowser is not eligible to come back until week 5 at the earliest. Keep in mind, this is a guy coming back from an Achilles tendon tear week 18 of last season, so week 5 is not a guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, it's a benchmark that they hope that he can come back.
Out of throw on second down, near sideline, well overthrows the target. Michael. Darrell Worley had the coverage. Geno Stone back there to help as well.
Worley's been around for a while, 6 years, West Virginia, long corner. If he gets his head around, he's got a great opportunity to make a play on the ball.
You think this game doesn't matter to a lot of guys. Worley's had stops in his career with Carolina, Philly, Oakland, Dallas, Buffalo, Las Vegas, twice for the Raiders, Arizona, and Detroit. Trying to add Baltimore to that lengthy resume tonight. 3rd and 9. Ravens bring 5. Will run again. Sidesteps a tackler, but is taken down shy of the first down. Great backside pursuit by Rashad Nichols. A rookie free agent out of Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, but Washington cannot dive at a quarterback's legs like that. Now, one thing Mike's going to talk about is that I want you to take a shot, but I need you to keep gathering grass, eating up that grass, getting a little bit closer to him, and then take the shot. If you want to go low, more at his knees than his ankle.
Just don't get near his head. Now, once a quarterback gets out of the pocket, he becomes a running back.
Absolutely.
It's no longer quarterback pocket move. Jared Patterson in the backfield. He'll get the carry on 4th and 1. And he will move the chains for Washington with just under 6 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Jerry Sandusky, Rod Woodson with you on the Ravens Game Day Network, presented by Geico. Great to have your company here on our simulcast. Come September 11th, 15 days away, it's Lamar Jackson back at the helm of this Ravens offense. Not seen Lamar since late last season.
Everybody's excited to see number 8 back out there.
And a flag follows Patterson to the turf.
Holding, number 40, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Lamar added about 18 pounds of muscle in the offseason. It was a very conscious decision to put more muscle on his frame after his first significant injury a year ago, even his foot injury. What everybody's looking to see in September is how does that translate to his escapability, his mobility. Is he faster? He's definitely bigger. Can he take more hits, which you don't want him to do, but you just want his body to be able to absorb the occasional hit that he can't get out of the way of. It'll be interesting to see what that does to his running game. Penalty puts Washington in a 1st and 20. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Howell with time. Check down over the middle. And Patterson is wrestled down at the 47. 2nd and long coming up.
The number 8, once he gets an open space in the run game, he hits that X button, he's going to make people look silly. And I know he put on some extra pounds, which is, I think, a good thing, because the ball's coming out even faster. It pops more coming out of his hands. He's still going to be hard to tackle in space. That guy's dynamic. The most dynamic running quarterback in the history of the NFL. And that's including Michael Vick. I mean, that's saying a lot.
I think one of the big differences, I'll get to after this, Patterson runs it on 2nd and long, crosses the midfield stripe. One of the big differences is Michael Vick was a great runner who threw a straight line ball. Lamar, from the minute he was drafted in the NFL, saw himself as a quarterback who was a great athlete and has built his future around being a quarterback who's a great athlete. What we've seen in his evolution is he's no longer, okay, pressure, run. Now it's pressure, run, extend, stay behind the line, and see if you can get the pass.
That's what he's doing way better. He's looking down the field as he gets out of the pocket to find his big play targets, normally 89 in Andrews. But he has a bunch of playmakers this year.
And Howell steps out of another sack, breaks a tackle, and extends it down the sideline for a first down. Well, Chuck Wiley's going to be disappointed in himself as he had a shot at a 3rd sack on Howell.
Yeah, you're right there. You got to just wrap up. You got to get cloth.
Josh Ross had first hit at him, couldn't wrap it up. Darius Washington had a shot to prevent the first down, couldn't wrap it up. Sam Howell, 6'1", 220, draft pick out of North Carolina. He's stout, and he's hard to bring down. I'll give you a name from the past, Roman Gabriel. Remember Roman Gabriel for the old LA Rams? You couldn't bring him down. Howell's pass is complete inside the 40 on 4th down, and it will now move the chains. They had marked him out of bounds about a yard shy of the first down.
But that's one thing that all the coaching staff for the Baltimore Ravens defense can talk about. When they get players, when they are grabbing players, you also have to grab cloth at times to bring the guy down and make sure you secure the tackle, especially when you're up high.
And when you're Josh Ross and you're a bubble player and you're trying to squeeze onto that roster and you have a clean shot to quarterback and you miss it, it's tough to shake that off. But you have to, because you still have 17 minutes left to play in the preseason. Here's Patterson off left tackle. And he'll drag Jeremiah Moon down to the 30-yard line, but a flag is down. We'll be holding on Washington.
Holding. Number 61. Offense. 10-yard penalty.
Mistakes are going to happen. He's a young player. He's going to keep learning every time he gets a rep on the football field.
Certainly been a standout in training camp and preseason. An organization that has a knack for finding the undrafted rookie free agents who become impact players. Bart Scott, Zach Orr, Justin Tucker. Powell down the sideline, and it is caught inside the 25-yard line. That's Matt Cole with a terrific grab. And again, it will move the chains for Washington.
That was a great grab by Matt Cole. And David Vereen, he was right there. Cole just went above him and made that catch with his hands.
A 28-yard grab. Washington with 16 first downs in this game to the Ravens 7. But it is 17-6 on the scoreboard in the Ravens' favor. Patterson will carry. Inside the 20. Jeremiah Moon brings him down. We enter the final minute of the third quarter. So Kobe McClain also on the stop. That's not the kind of expression you want to see on John Harbaugh's face come September. I don't care. I don't worry about too much in August. But if you see that expression on the coach in September, you know things have gone slightly awry.
He wants to win everything. He's a competitor.
He really is. And he breeds that in his entire team. Absolutely. Win the practice. Win the play. Win the meal. I mean, he believes you win in everything or you don't get it to the great end. Flag flies after a short completion. Isaiah Mack made the tackle.
They're going to have pass interference.
Pass interference. Number 86. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Second offensive pass interference for Washington tonight. Tyler Huntley had a terrific preseason. And Lamar Jackson is hoping to have a terrific MVP caliber season once September rolls around.
And you saw the pass interference because the ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage. And if it's caught behind the line of scrimmage, the receivers cannot go down and make contact to the defender before the ball is caught.
And that sends us into the final quarter of preseason.
This is the end.
3 quarters of the third quarter. Final quarter of the final preseason game. The last chance to make a roster spot for the Ravens leading Washington. A big part of it has been the play of Anthony Brown. He has the Ravens up by 11, 17-6 on the Ravens.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
Nobody should judge people who are struggling with drug or alcohol addiction. It is not a moral failure. It is a physical and mental crisis in our community. Choosing recovery over addiction takes courage, but sometimes it takes more than that. So the Ravens and Lados are continuing the fight against addiction. This season, for every tackle, pick, and fumble caused by our defense, the Ravens and Lados will be donating money to support local nonprofits. Together, we can all make a difference.
With kids headed back to school, life is a lot busier, and we know what it takes to get your day started right.
WBAL TV 11 News Today is here for you every morning, helping you understand what's new, what's changed, and what's next.
With the 11 weather forecast you need to get you and your kids ready.
Plus up-to-the-minute traffic so you'll have fewer surprises.
Your home for continuing back-to-school coverage is right here.
WBAL TV 11 News Today, weekday morning starting at 4:30 a.m.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Oh, wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
17-6, Ravens in front of Washington as we start the fourth and final quarter of preseason. Preseason game number 3. And Washington will start looking at a 2nd and 17. Ball on the Ravens 28. If you're a bubble player, you are watching the clock and trying to make the most out of the opportunity. Swing pass complete to Patterson inside the 20 to the 10. It'll tumble down at about the 7-yard line. We head down to the field. Evan Washburn standing by with Rashad Bateman.
Jerry, thanks. Yeah, man, we're rolling. First of all, your wide receiver room tonight is making some plays.
They are.
What's it like to have DeMarcus? I mean, you've only had him since Tuesday, but to work with him the last few days and then see this type of performance in his first game as a Ravens.
I mean, it definitely feels good to see somebody coming to the room helping out. Definitely excited to see him make plays, and I'm excited for our future.
A lot of questions about this room just because of the lack of experience. How did you guys internalize that in the offseason and as you got into this training camp?
I just feel like we do what we always do. We just want to work every day. That's really all we can do. Can't get caught up into what people say about us. Just got to keep working.
What's the best version of what this wide receiving core could be this season?
Say that again?
Best version of what this wide receiving core could be this season.
Ain't no telling, man. I feel like our ceiling is pretty high. I feel like we got a lot of underrated guys that don't get a lot of respect, and I'm looking forward to them guys showing out.
What'd you focus on this offseason after getting a taste last year?
Everything. I feel like I was a step behind last year due to my injury, so there's a lot of things that I need to catch up on. I think I did that.
I've always been curious looking at your game and your style. When you were coming up, who were some receivers that you looked at and thought, ooh, I'd like to pluck that for his game?
I'd probably say Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs.
So route running is something you prioritize?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
And what goes into making sure that is where it needs to be?
I feel like a lot of hard work, perfection, being coachable and things like that, being able to keep your standard high.
How would you describe your sense of urgency for September 11th in New York?
I'm ready, but I'm going to wait patiently. I'm ready, but I'll wait patiently.
Sounds good. Appreciate the time and shot.
Thank you, gentlemen. Washington now with a 3rd and goal from the 1. With Patterson behind him in the backfield. And a flag for a false start.
False start, number 61. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Fourth quarter of tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Toyota RAV4. RAV4 is the official SUV of the Baltimore Ravens. So a little bit of breathing room for John Harbaugh's defense.
I like the answer by Bateman. Especially the last one. He said, how are you going to approach that first game against the Jets? He's like, excited, but waiting patiently.
Good sign. As a rookie, you can't wait for it to get there. As a veteran, you start to let it come to you. Howell from the gun. Pocket collapsing. Howell is not going to escape. Stephen Means will drag him to the turf, along with Isaiah Mack. And that's another sack for Science, powered by Constellation, the 3rd of the night.
Yeah. Our old saying when I was here in Baltimore, pressure is going to bust a pipe. Keep getting pressure on the quarterback consistently, and he will end up folding up or giving the ball up to defense. It's a staple of what this defense does.
Stephen Means, one of the guys battling for that 4th edge rush position. Sly on for a 29-yard field goal try, and Sly hits his 3rd field goal of the night. And with 12:14 left to play in the preseason, it's the Ravens 17, Washington 9 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
It's
Zach. His work-life balance is anything but balanced.
Right now?
But when he gets on the bike, he becomes Zen Zach. Zen Zach exists outside of time. His heartbeat sounds like a mellow drum circle.
It's cool, right?
The only notification he hears is the sound of the ocean. So if you want to reach him, talk to the ocean.
The ocean?
And Zen Zach rides with Geico.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Wawa hoagies are a winning pick for game day. Every hoagie's made with the ingredients you crave in varieties you love. From toasty cheesesteak to mouthwatering meatball, Italian, and more. There's a hoagie for every mood and every appetite. Order ahead, curbside, and delivery available on the Wawa app. When you're planning for the game, we have you covered with Wawa Catering. Make your game day a winner with Wawa hoagies, snacks, and drinks. Wawa is the official hoagie of the Baltimore Ravens. Gotta have a Wawa.
With a new Toyota, you can practically make summer stand still. From making a splash in a Highlander to fitting in more fun in a Camry or tackling a trailhead in a RAV4 hybrid. Who's a good boy? Enjoy the last of summer in an exciting new Toyota during Toyota's national sales event.
Right now, buy a sporty Camry and take low 1.9% financing, or take 1.9 APR on a Corolla sedan, hatch, or hybrid, or $500 finance cash on a Corolla Cross.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
For the moment, the algorithm crunches the numbers down to a 17-9 Ravens lead here in the final quarter of preseason. 13 rushing yards, very un-Raven-like, but the big story tonight has been the arrival of a new wide receiver. And he has been quite the favorite target of Anthony Brown, as Demarcus Robinson, claimed off of waivers, has arrived with a splash tonight. Opened the Ravens era of his career with a 67-yard touchdown strike. Has a 52-yard grab as well. Ravens will have it after a touchback, and we encourage you to save the date. Watch the Ravens kick off the 2022 season with the Flock on Sunday, September 11th. Countdown to kickoff, presented by Miller Lite, returns to Power Plant Live with music from Chris Jansen and Shane Prophet. It is the ultimate way to watch the party and see the Ravens open the season against the Jets at the Meadowlands. Claim your free ticket now at BaltimoreRavens.com/CTK. Anthony Brown has had the big arm tonight. 3 pass completions of 50 yards or longer.
Yeah, he's big-time plays tonight.
It might not be done. He entered the Beatty. Nice cut back with some room. Beatty across the 35. A 12-yard gain on first down to move the chain.
Remember when we talked to Beatty, the one thing he said that he had to do better is, like, just don't go to the design hole. Have vision, see it, and maybe that backside. That was a front side run, but he saw the backside hole, and he cut back for it.
When we asked him what's the single most important thing you have to prove to John Harbaugh and Greg Roman in order to get reps in the regular season, he didn't hesitate. He said, pick up the blitz.
Pass protection.
Got to protect Lamar. And that's something that a lot of young running backs are slow to grasp, and he has a strong grip on that. Beatty will carry again. This time not much there. Tried to bounce to the outside. He'll lose a couple. And the Ravens will face a 2nd and long with 11:21 left to play in the ball game. Jerry Sandusky, Rod Woodson with you on the Ravens Game Day Network, presented by Geico. 15 days out until Lamar Jackson sheds the visor, dons the helmet, and takes over the offense at the Meadowlands against the Jets.
Everybody who's a fan of the purple and black is waiting to see 8 with that visor on going on out in the field. Everybody's waiting for it.
And not just Ravens fans. He transcends just the Ravens.
He's a generational player. He's exciting to watch.
Brown with time. Zips it down the sideline, but that one sails high on Benjamin Victor. The Ravens will look at the 3rd and 14.
Now, Lamar Jackson is one of those guys. I mean, he's a favorite, a fan favorite. If you're a Madden player, that you can get out there and get in space and hit that X button on you, man.
Well, and you bring up the Madden game. Every football fan who's grown up in the last 15 years usually starts their love affair by playing Madden. When you were coming up, that's not how you fell in love with football players.
No, we didn't even have those games yet.
No.
Atari.
That was the you had Pong. I remember Pong.
Yes, like just a stick and hitting the ball, a little digital ball back.
Anthony Brown with a short completion, unable to convert on third down. So the punt team comes on yet again. Cameron Dicker is getting quite the resume tape of work tonight. But it does change how the next generation of fans view sports and football. Look at golf. Tiger Woods coming out with his new virtual golf Monday Night League, where he's trying to bring basically Madden and golf into one hybrid. Dicker hits a low wobbler. Alex Erickson will be tripped up and taken down shy of the 30-yard line. But a penalty flag is down.
Normally when it's coming from the back, Judge, it's a holding.
And I don't like seeing Tyler Beatty holding the right side of his chest, grimacing as he runs to the sideline. Brings back the nightmarish memories of Marlon Humphrey suffering that chest injury late last season.
Went out of bounds without being touched. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Timeout.
The most common penalty in preseason. Can't run out of bounds on your own. 17-6, Ravens lead at fourth quarter on the Ravens.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
Don't miss the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event going on now at Len Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills. At Len Stoller, discover a superior buying experience and great values on a superb selection of Lexus ES, RX, NX, and IS models. Plus, you can also choose from more than 500 pre-owned luxury vehicles. The Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event at Len Stoller Lexus ends soon, so don't miss your opportunity now at Len Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
Ravens preseason football is brought to you by DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the Baltimore Ravens. By AAA. Roadside is our strong side. At home or on the road, AAA has you covered. By Constellation, the Baltimore Ravens energy choice. By Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Go to geico.com today. By M&T Bank, the official bank of your Baltimore Ravens. And by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
The sun has long since set tonight in Baltimore, and for young players on the field, they are hoping their career does not reach sunset tonight. Some players will start their NFL career. Some will end their football career. Those are the stakes for the players on the field here in the fourth quarter. 9:57 left to play in preseason. And now handing to Reggie Bonifant, and flags fly again after no gain with the running game. Jerry Sandusky, Rob puts it with you.
Number 62, offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
On the Ravens Game Day Network, presented by Geico.
The only thing about the league today that really helps players with a hope of playing in the National Football League is the extended practice squad. Listen, when I came in the league, there was no practice squad. You either made a squad or you didn't. Now they have an extended practice squad, so guys can be there, shoulder wear, still working their skill sets, and coaches still can see them inside their setting if they belong with the team in the future. So that's a great thing that the NFL's done.
The practice squad expands to 16 this year. Sam Howell fires down the middle, and that is caught for a first down at the 45-yard line, and still in play is Michel, who works his way all the way to Ravens territory to the 49-yard line. He alertly realized he had not been touched after he caught the ball and hit the turf. This is not college. You got to be touched after you're on the ground. Popped back to his feet and gets 27 yards and a first down for Washington.
Yeah, Dave Vereen is going to be talked to and say, hey, you got to finish that play. He runs it, he dives, he catches, but now you have to touch him down. You can't sit there and like clap your hands and be frustrated because he caught the ball. It's going to happen. Make sure you finish the down.
Vereen playing college rules in the pro game. Howell chased, throws, almost intercepted by our Darius Washington, who knocks it down.
Darius Washington, that's what you love about this. Probably the last spot's going to be taken by the safeties. It's going to be either Darius Washington, Geno Stone, or Tony Jefferson. These guys are all so talented, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the coaches see it. Because if they take one of the younger guys, they're going to take one because they want somebody that can play all special teams. If they take Tony, they want a veteran who knows they can step in and can make plays and kind of lead the back end of the secondary when they have to.
And all three of those safeties have had nice plays tonight. Second down and 10. And more flags.
False start. Number 75, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Fourth quarter of tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Toyota RAV4. For Mike McDonald, the focus shifts from evaluating players and installing the defense to more of the strategic game planning and trying to come up with different plans each week to stop what the other team does best. It'll start on the road against the Jets. Could be trying to stop Joe Flacco in the season opening game.
That would be very ironic. It'd be a great matchup. It'd be a great storyline.
Out with time, now escapes the pocket. And will get out of bounds in front of Zacoby McClain and just ahead of Isaiah Mack.
And I really think, and even though, Joe Flacco accomplished so many things here in Baltimore, but he's a pure pocket passer. He doesn't really want to get out of the pocket. Is that the best matchup for the Ravens? I think it is, because if he gets flushed out, that's something he doesn't do extremely well. But when he steps in the pocket, he can throw the ball down the field. He can make all those throws.
A sharp contrast to the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. When he gets out of the pocket, it's a new day.
Absolutely. That's when his big plays really occur.
Will tell you, Lamar has the best vision when he's outside of the pocket. Most people see panic. That's when it all comes into focus for Lamar. It's really an interesting approach that he has and a skill set that he has, because most quarterbacks, when they get out of the pocket, no longer feel safe, and so the field shrinks. They're kind of scurrying to get out of bounds or extend the play. Not Lamar. Once he gets out of the pocket, he steps into his comfort zone because he can make plays so many ways.
And he's gotten better at it. I mean, the first year, it was more, look, first read, I'm gone. Then he started to get out of the pocket, but then he started getting his eyes down the field, making those plays. And then he started realizing, hey, if I can extend the plays with my feet, a lot of good things can happen on the back end. And he's made a lot of big plays that way.
Sam Howell down the middle. He's got his man wide open. The 20, flipped off his feet at the 19. Coming up with another first down for Washington is Kendall Blanton. A 19-yard gain and a Commander player shaken up. Will step aside as the medical team steps on. 7:08 to play in the preseason. Ravens up 17-9 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Every time you step up to the grill, you gotta deliver. And flavor's the last thing you have to worry about. Because no one flavors like we flavor. Grill Mates. Flame and flavor.
Nobody should judge people who are struggling with drug or alcohol addiction. It is not a moral failure. It is a physical and mental crisis in our community. Choosing recovery over addiction takes courage, but sometimes it takes more than that. So the Ravens and Lados are continuing the fight against addiction. This season, for every tackle, pick, and fumble caused by our defense, the Ravens and Lados will be donating money to support local nonprofits. Together, we can all make a difference.
During Toyota's national sales event, we're working hard to deliver new Toyotas so you can enjoy the last of summer. From hitting the rapids with a RAV4 hybrid, to kicking up sand in a Tundra, or camping out in a Highlander. Hey guys!
Right now, buy an adventure-ready RAV4 with low 1.9% financing. Or go with a fuel-efficient Venza and take $500 finance cash.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, what to do with French is so bright. Classic Cuban smoothies, barbecue or roast beef. French's mustard creamy too.
Make it classic or now smooth and creamy. French's, flavor on.
17-9, Ravens leading Washington with 7:08 left to play in the preseason. Looking to finish off the preseason with more strong defensive play. The defensive play of the game, we're going to give it to Stephen Means and that Ravens front seven who have applied a lot of pressure on Sam Howell. 3 sacks. With Tyus Bowser not available the first 4 games at least of the season, Stephen Means has to have his eye on that roster spot, thinking as a veteran he's going to get a lot of consideration.
He's been there and he's done that. We know that he's played in the National League. This is going on his 9th year. He understands what it takes to be at the top and fits in well with this purple and black and what Mike McDonald is asking these guys to do, getting after the quarterbacks on a consistent basis.
That stop with Houston, Philly, and Atlanta was Tampa Bay's 5th round pick in 13. Washington looking at a 1st and 10. In the Grill Mates red zone. Howell under pressure, complete to the 15. Alex Erickson has run out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
A little crossing route, and Seymour just stayed with him step for step. It's a little 2-yard route, and he didn't get any more yardage off of that. And that's a good job by Seymour getting him out of bounds.
Kevon Seymour's had a big 3rd preseason game tonight. Again, more than just that 53-man roster up for grabs, those 16 practice squad positions also very much on everybody's mind. Howell on 2nd and 5. He'll hand it off to Patterson. Check that Bonifant. Washington will be looking at a 3rd down. And about 3. Long 2, short 3. Clock running, 5:55 left in the ball game. Left in the preseason. After this night, when the lights go out tonight, it is all about the Jets.
Oh, absolutely.
First up, obviously, the final 53, but I think Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh will have a pretty short meeting over that.
Yeah, I think they normally this time in the preseason, you have a pretty good idea who's going to be on the 53-man roster.
And down to the 1-yard line is Reggie Bonifant. He hit the pylon on the swing pass from Howell. Josh Ross in pursuit. And coming from the side, yep, the left knee was down. Geno Stone with the hit.
That's really close.
Ron Rivera is going to challenge this, I would think. The challenge flag is out. And Ron Rivera can be fairly confident he will win this challenge.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner is short of the goal line. We'll review the play.
Now, if replay shows this is a touchdown, does Rivera go for 2? You don't have to worry about overtime. But does he go for 2? And if he does, that could put the Ravens' win streak in August in jeopardy. We'll find out the verdict on the review when we come back. 5:17 to play the ball game. 17-9, Ravens lead it on the Ravens Game Day Network.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
So, it's Friday night dinner. All of a sudden, boom. Boom! The kid's like, Dad, what is that? And you, Gecko, go, roar! Huh?
It's a bit too aggressive, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, sure, rewind it. How about this? Beg your pardon, but bundling your home and car insurance could save you hundreds. And then the neighbors are like, Giant Gecko? Huh? Who? The little girl's like, hi, Gecko.
Well, quite the commercial.
Yeah, I know, right?
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
Wawa hoagies are a winning pick for game day. Every hoagie's made with the ingredients you crave in varieties you love. From toasty cheesesteak to mouthwatering meatball, Italian, and more. There's a hoagie for every mood and every appetite. Order ahead, curbside, and delivery available on the Wawa app. When you're planning for the game, we have you covered with Wawa Catering. Make your game day a winner with Wawa hoagies, snacks, and drinks. Wawa is the official hoagie of the Baltimore Ravens. Gotta have a Wawa.
17-9, and you can update that now to 17-15 because replay shows that Bonifant did hit the pylon before his knee hit the turf. But we thought that might be the outcome of the replay as we looked on it from our view from the booth, brought to you by Gold Vision. Carl Cheffers on replay awards Washington the touchdown, so now it is a 2-point game. Washington will go for 2.
And I'm so glad there is no overtime in preseason.
Correct. There's no reason for it.
Just took them 98 years to get there.
Hey, be glad there's not 6 preseason games the way it was in the 60s and 70s. We're down to a skinny 3. Can you imagine that? 6 preseason games.
No.
Powell from the shotgun, trying to tie this one up for Washington. Fires to the end zone, broken up, incomplete. And the conversion is no good. And the Ravens continue to lead by 2 with 5:31 left to play in the game. But this is a great test of young players' ability to stand up under pressure.
Well, somebody...
Kevon Seymour is shaken up on the play.
They ran a little combo route, a little rough route, where number 1 acts like he's going to run up a fade and then comes back underneath, and 2 runs to the corner. You got to hope that Seymour does not have a major injury.
John Harbaugh walking out to take a look at the young defensive back. As we take a look at the collision, there's a lot of traffic on one of these plays.
He's right there. He's the inside guy. He hits.
Oh, it was his teammate, Zacoby McClain, who rolled up
McClain hit
on the leg
at the back
of Kevon Seymour.
The back right knee he hit.
Yeah, I'm not even going to speculate, but when you see the facial reaction, the pain, and the angle, the looks of concern of the teammates tell you this is not a great scenario for Kevon Seymour.
And you feel when you're the player who kind of ran into him that, man, hopefully he's not injured. So hopefully it's just a little strain and he'll be fine.
Good news is he is putting pressure on his leg. Needs some help getting off the field. His evening obviously done, and hopefully it's not a terribly serious injury for Kevon Seymour, who had a terrific 3rd preseason game. He was everywhere tonight.
He's played well. He's a talented player that can play in the National Football League.
Bill's 6th-round draft pick back in 18, spent 2 years with Carolina. He was out of football for all of 19, and he worked at a tire store. and then played his way back into an opportunity. Played for Philadelphia last season. The Ravens so far this season. These are not guys who are one and done. When we tell you these are guys who are trying to find a roster spot, this is for some of them been a 4 or 5 year struggle. Beatty will take the kickoff, return across the 10, fumbles the ball at the 20-yard line, and the Ravens will retain it. Well, Ravens fans, Leidos and the Ravens are partnering to tackle addiction. You can join the team and help by checking in your medicine cabinet and getting rid of unused or expired medicine. To learn more, go to leidos.com/opioids. Let's head down to the field, checking with Evan Washburn, who's standing by with linebacker Josh Bynes. Evan.
Jerry, thanks. And I don't think there's a better person to talk to tonight because we spent a lot of this game discussing the fact that there's guys fighting for roster spots.
Oh, yeah.
Take us back to 2011 and what's going through your mind. You guys are playing the Falcons. You had a big game, but it didn't end the way you want.
Oh, yeah, of course. And that's just the thing about it. It's definitely a whole nother business side of it. And I told guys, just go out there and play. And the only thing you can do, go out there and just put your tape out there and show that all the other teams, all 31 teams, that you're, ready to go when your name is called, and just wait for your opportunity to come. And obviously, I've had plenty of opportunities come my way, and I've been playing for such a long time now.
Yeah, it's wild. Undrafted in 2011 out of Auburn. You get cut, and then you join the team in November when Ray and a couple guys go down. What do you like about this group of undrafted free agents on the defensive side?
Oh, I love them. I mean, I think they just got the grit and the things that we will love as Baltimore Ravens. We want guys that's going to fly around and make plays and be really, really smart and intelligent. These guys definitely know what it takes to be a Raven and stuff like that. But it's just unfortunate, it's that business, and I would love to keep all these guys, but, that's the unfortunate part of it. But, I'm just looking forward to just these guys finish this game out and we keep this win streak going.
Absolutely. How about for you at this point in your career? You mentioned it. It's been a winding road, but you've settled back into a great spot right next to Patrick Queen and helping orchestrate this defense.
Oh, it's been amazing, and I'm just grateful that Harbs and Eric and the whole staff has just welcomed me back, and I love this defense, love this team, and I just can't wait to get the season started, and we're just going to do some things this year, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
You mentioned do some things. What do you hope this defense looks like week one?
Just better than we did last year. We did really good against the run, but definitely got to do it better against the pass this year. We gave up a lot, and the thing is, we just got to be really a lot more smart, more sound, and fundamental, and just make sure all our keys and everything take care of itself. And this year, we're definitely more got a camaraderie down pat. We're all healthy, we're all good, and we're ready to roll. And I just can't wait till week one against the Jets.
10 years later, you can sleep soundly tonight. I think you're going to make the 53.
I hope so. It better be. Otherwise, my butt needs to be out there. But I appreciate you having me, Evan. I appreciate it.
Always great to see you. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, gentlemen. Josh Bynes, we talked about undrafted rookie free agents. That's how he started his career. Now, it wasn't with the September roster, but he came in November after injuries. So, again, to the point where even if you don't make the opening game roster, if you make an impact from Mike McDonald to John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta, you might get called in later in the fall.
Yeah, and it's you would love to be a first-round pick and take that type of money and all that. That's not the path of most of these players, right? But the path is always the same. You love ball. You never give up. You believe in who you are. You show your skill set to whatever team it is here in Baltimore. And then when you do that, they'll have that memory like, you know what, he fits who we are. He plays like a Raven. He belongs in our locker room. He's a leader, and he's stuck.
Feel that way a little bit about the arrival of Demarcus Robinson tonight. He looks like he's going to fit in what the Ravens want to get done. Not a guy you have to feed the ball to 90 times a year to keep him happy, but when he gets his opportunities, as we've seen tonight.
First impression.
Yeah, very powerful. Fumble on the exchange. Anthony Brown scoops it up. Shortstop style, but stumbles down for a loss. And the Ravens will face second down. That's about 12 with under 4 minutes left to play.
Just a misread.
Gives you a perception of the ball skills Lamar Jackson has on that read option.
Yeah, I've never seen him fumble, how he sees it, how he pulls it so fast. Sometimes I don't even see the ball, and I'm standing right there.
I had to change the way I call a game, a broadcast, because so often when he was in his first year as a starter, I would say, handoff, and Lamar's around the edge of the ball. You got to wait to see who really has it. So I can't imagine being a defender what it's like, because if you're waiting on defense, you're in trouble. Anthony Brown finds Benjamin Victor again.
Well, that's why when you play somebody like Lamar, you got to have straight rules. You can't have guys kind of rope-a-dope and he has to read it. You have to guy, he's going to crash, this guy's going to scrape. If you do that, you're okay. If you have a guy reading and thinking about it, oh, it's too late.
Because now you're trying to play athlete on athlete. Lamar's going to beat you every time.
And once he pulls it, he gets you in space. You're not tackling.
Right. The only player I have seen, and he's in this division, who can do an amazing job one-on-one in the read option is T.J. Watt. He is freakishly athletic for Pittsburgh. He can play the read option better than anybody I've seen at this level. But that's one guy. Anthony Brown on third down. His pass sails high, but flags fly. The target was Shamar Bridges, who was tackled before the ball arrived. So this will keep the Ravens offense on the field with 2:25 left to play in the game.
Yeah,
Shamar Bridges came up a little gimpy at the end of that play.
And I wonder if they're talking about is the ball catchable. Because it still has to be. I think it has to be.
It does. It has to. The ball has to be catchable. It is still in the rule book.
I don't see that too often anymore, where they say uncatchable ball.
Right. Where the signal, you'll see the official wave his palm over his head.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. The ball was
there. You go.
Oh my gosh.
There's the signal.
That's the first time I've heard that in like 25 years.
You won't see that when August turns to September.
I mean, it is an interception. I mean, excuse me, it is a penalty. It is pass interference because he did go through the body of Bridges. But the ball, if the ball was thrown closer to him, that would have been a penalty. But it's thrown 4 yards, 5 yards out of bounds, he wouldn't be able to catch it anyway.
And that is the spirit of that rule.
It is.
And it's a sure sign it's in August because we're very calm about it. If this were November, we'd be
arguing about that. Because he's 6'5". He could have got there.
Alex Erickson will field the punt inside the 10. Crosses the 20 and scoots out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. Cameron Dicker put a lot of kicks on tape tonight in his short stop as a Raven. Penalty flag down. We had a relatively penalty-free preseason until the second half tonight. That might just be the nature of guys struggling to do anything they can to get on the roster.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 48. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, for the Ravens, the arrival of Demarcus Robinson certainly makes this team feel a whole lot better about the receiving corps heading into September. Robinson with a 67-yard touchdown grab in the second quarter. And he had a 53-yard grab. Both were double moves.
And he started high stepping at 15. I thought it was like, no, the 20.
That's the Dion step, right?
Well, Dion put his hands behind his head and kicked him a little higher. But he's getting there.
You get to the end zone, we'll let you dance.
Oh, absolutely. You can party when you get to the end zone.
So here's one last test in preseason for Mike McDonald's young defense. Can you hold a 2-point lead with 2:16 left to play? This is very important because last year in that Ravens 6-game losing streak to close out the season, the streak that took them out of the playoff picture, they had the lead in the fourth quarter in 5 of those 6 games. Howell's pass across the middle, complete to the 20-yard line.
Well, I mean, what a lot of people have to remember, the Ravens started, they're 8-3. I mean, they came out of the gates extremely strong. And all the guys, for the most part, are back.
And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in preseason. Ravens by 2 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
Nobody should judge people who are struggling with drug or alcohol addiction. It is not a moral failure. It is a physical and mental crisis in our community. Choosing recovery over addiction takes courage, but sometimes it takes more than that. So the Ravens and Lidos are continuing the fight against addiction. This season, for every tackle, pick, and fumble caused by our defense, the Ravens and Lidos will be donating money to support local nonprofits. Together, we can all make a difference.
To the poets, and the perfectionists, the warriors and the worriers, the timely and the timeless. We're Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we're transforming healthcare for the future, for today, for the communities we serve. This is our pledge to you.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong.
Wherever Jim Beam is welcome,
you'll be welcome too.
NFL Plus is here, and this is how you football. Bringing you live out-of-market preseason games, live local and primetime regular season games.
And there goes Cooper Kupp.
45-minute game replays and more.
For the end zone. Chase!
This is the NFL for every fan. This is football freedom. This is your game on the go.
Touchdown!
Wherever you are. This is how you football. NFL Plus. Start your free trial today.
2 minutes left in the preseason, but stick around with us because we've got a lot coming your way following the game as we not only recap what we've seen in this preseason, but try to set the 53-man roster, the decisions that John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta face over the next couple of days as they build that roster. Then we'll take a deep dive into what's coming up in the season. The first 4 games that will set the tone, as well as the last 6 games that knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs a year ago, and what they're going to do differently this year to try to change the outcome. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of insights to share as we break down the start of the 2022 season still to come. Howell on second and short, looking to run it. He will. He'll get the first down, stays in bounds, and finally is spun out with a first down at the 30-yard line, stopping the clock with 1:50 left in the preseason. Quick injury update brought to you by Baltimore Banner. Kevon Seymour suffered an ankle injury. He's listed as doubtful to return, but I can promise you you're not going to see him back on the field after that scare.
Yeah, now the defensive front has to be very patient and keep. They all know that Howell can run. He's done it throughout the whole night. So try to keep him in the pocket where he hasn't done most of his damage.
Washington has all 3 timeouts remaining. Ravens with a 2-point lead. Howell to throw. Crossing pattern complete. Erickson gets out of bounds. Big hit. Darrell Worley putting the wood to Erickson. Shy of the first down by far, but stops the clock at 1:42. Boy, this scenario in the regular season is one of my favorites because it's just pure drama.
Yeah, but again, McClain as a linebacker, when he comes down, he can't stop his feet. They're stopping their feet before they make the tackle. When the receiver stops, they got to keep eating that grass up to take that advantage away from the offense.
Howell, second down, blitz pressure coming. Howell sidesteps it and lofts the ball out of bounds. Josh Ross was coming locomotive speed up the middle. Howell sidestepped him. And stops the clock with 1:36 left to play. Look, if this is the regular season, the ball's at the Washington 35. They're trying to get it to the Baltimore 35. That's a 30-yard span of turf with 3 timeouts. I'm telling you, this is a nail-biting situation.
Am I seeing number 11 on the field as a safety?
Raleigh Webb is out there as a safety. Good eyes. Howell escapes again, but not for far. Jeremiah Moon and Josh Ross bring him to the turf. It'll be 4th down, and Ron Rivera will use one of his 3 timeouts.
I like Webb. I like the back pedal. Webb. They look pretty good.
Raleigh Webb is in at safety. As a touchdown, a couple of grabs as a wide receiver, big-time special teamer.
But again, you just got a four-man rush. They run games inside. They did a great job of keeping him in the pocket, not letting him flush out of the pocket and find those running lanes.
Geno Stone also in on the sack for Mike McDonald's defense, and now it comes down to this. 1:27 left. Washington looking at a 4th and 6. Ravens holding to a 2-point lead.
I think I'm bringing pressure right now from Mike McDonald.
But you're not bringing Raleigh Webb. You're leaving him deep at safety.
I think Raleigh will stay deep, yes.
And now John Harbaugh will call a timeout. So both coaches trying to make the most of a classic teaching moment. You try to build these into your practice scenarios, but when you have an organic situation at the end of a game where you can teach your young players how important making the right read, the right decision, the right mental awareness is, it's the difference between winning and losing a game.
Yeah, situational football is critical for all teams to win. And the more you can teach it in these game-type scenarios, it's so critical for them to remember once they get into the true games.
4th down and 6. Washington will go 3 wide to the right. Raleigh Webb, a rookie free agent wide receiver, is deep at safety for the Ravens. Powell throws down to their side. It is incomplete. Terrific coverage on the play by our Washington, and with 1:23 left to play in the preseason, the streak is alive and the hay's in the barn.
They believe in it, and I didn't watch the up front pressure. It was just a 4-man rush. 4-man rush, and he just threw the ball a little bit too early.
And I loved how Ardarius Washington was running stride for stride, wasn't grabby. So we talk about the safeties, and we will talk about this at length in the postgame show following the conclusion of tonight's game. I'm intrigued by all 3 of the safeties who are battling for roster spots because they have such different skill sets. Nate McClain, they'll back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. Ron Rivera, being a true sportsman, not going to call a timeout. In the regular season he would, but no reason to do it here.
This game is in the books. I mean, both sides saw what they want to see from their players.
Anthony Brown's going to find either a practice squad spot with the Ravens or a spot with somebody after this performance. 14 of 18, 254 yards, a touchdown throwing, a touchdown rushing. On the rollout toss. Back catch by Nate McCrary. They'll only get about 2 yards, and the Ravens come up with a 3rd down, but they do not have to snap the ball again. Both sides are going to be content.
I don't even know why they're huddling.
They're huddling because they're rookies, and John Harbaugh just wants to make sure that Ron Rivera is on the same page. They are on the same page. The final seconds will come off the clock, and the preseason goes in the books. The Ravens yet again will close out with a perfect preseason record. That's 23 straight wins. And now it is on to the regular season, September 11th against the Jets. And as we take a look at some of the big plays and thoughts from this game, I got to say, the guy that really jumped out at me is DeMarcus Robinson. He was the speed player. And speed is brought to you by Zips Dry Cleaner this preseason.
Yeah,
and it's just a few days with the Ravens. All of a sudden, he's a Raven. We have a lot to recap when we come back. The Ravens win it 17-15, our final score in the preseason finale on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Every time you step up to the grill, you gotta deliver. And flavor's the last thing you have to worry about. Because no one flavors like we flavor. Grill Mates, flame and flavor.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
Oh, what to do with French is so right. Classic Cuban smooth eats, barbecue or roast beef. French's mustard creamy too.
Make it classic or now smooth and creamy. French's, flavor on.
17-15, our final score in the preseason finale. The Ravens over Washington, and the big storyline tonight, the arrival of DeMarcus Robinson, the new member of the receiving corps. He's down on the field with Evan Washburn. Evan.
Yeah, Marcus, clearly pretty comfortable in this purple uniform. How would you describe tonight? I mean, it's been a wild week for you.
It felt amazing being out here just playing football. You can't never take it for granted. Just trying to come out and make plays and show what I can do.
What's been the process to try and command this playbook to be able to go out there and make the plays you did?
It's been pretty tough, but I mean, just coming in early, staying late, just got to get it in your brain, man, and hopefully it's stick, and it did, and I came out and made a few plays today.
For Ravens fans who might not know you as well as folks out in Kansas City, what type of player are you when you're playing at your best?
All-around play. I mean, whatever they want me to do, block, run, catch, make deep catches, I can do it all.
What's been your impression being in the city for the last, I mean, you signed on Tuesday, so.
I love it here, man. It's a great city. I was downtown this weekend, had some good crabs, and I'm taking it all in right now. It's been a great atmosphere.
You're obviously able to make plays with Anthony Brown, but what are your thoughts on catching passes from Lamar Jackson?
We've been catching passes. I've been catching passes from Lamar practice this upcoming week, but he just didn't play today. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it during the game time.
Well, it's going to be tough to match this week one, but we'll see if you can pull it off. Congrats on a really incredible performance.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
DeMarcus Robinson, what a way to arrive as we look back on his first night as a Raven. It started in the second quarter, a 67-yard catch on a perfectly thrown ball from Anthony Brown. And Rod, all of a sudden, this is just so much more well-rounded receiving group.
He ran the sluggo, he ran a great curl, he ran out and up. All the different things that you're looking for from a receiving corps. I think it really made a well-rounded receiving corps going into this season. I'm excited to see what Lamar is going to do with these guys.
Head back down to the field. Evan Washburn is standing by with inside linebacker Christian Welch.
Thanks. And Christian, DeMarcus is going to grab the headlines because we all love touchdowns, but you had a really, really nice game. The 2.5 sacks, 10 tackles. What was your mentality heading into this one?
Hey, man, it's just like any other game. You know, anytime you get the opportunity to come out here, you know, it's the NFL. So you just got to put everything best foot forward, go out and just have fun. Just let the game come to you, and that's what I did tonight.
You've lived this environment the last couple of years, undrafted, fighting for that roster spot. We spent a lot of time talking about it on the broadcast, but what is it like to live that and have to kind of manage that emotion?
Right. I mean, it's a grind. There's really no way of really kind of around it. I mean, I'm being an undrafted guy. You got to go out and you got to go earn it. You know, you got to get it out the mud. You got to come to work every single day. So that's the mentality I've taken since day one, being in the NFL. You know, even back to college, high school, I always just kind of put my best foot forward, just continue to grind and continue to try to improve. What have you found is your way to create an identity within this defense that's just loaded from top to bottom? Yeah, just to come in and try to be that physical guy. I mean, just be what coaches always talk about, just being you. So that's what I try to do, is be that physical, vocal, you know, try to communicate really well with my teammates and just a high-effort guy. So it's been fun. Lastly, how will you manage the next 24, 48 hours emotionally as you wait to hear where you fall on things? Yeah, I mean, you come out here and you play your hardest, 110%. Now that's what you can control, right? So the rest take care of itself. You know, the chips are going to fall where they may, and just roll with it. Congrats on a great night. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Effort first, anxiety now, as the players on the bubble wait to see what that final 53 will look like in the days ahead. The defense delivering with the sacks. Ravens coming up with a win. 17-15, the preseason final. And the Ravens Game Day Network.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together.
Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
So, it's Friday night dinner. All of a sudden, boom, boom. The kid's like, Dad, what is that? And you, Gecko, go, roar! Huh?
It's a bit too aggressive, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, sure, rewind it. How about this? Beg your pardon, but bundling your home and car insurance could save you hundreds. And then the neighbors are like, Giant Gecko? Huh? Who? The little girl's like, hi, Gecko.
Well, quite the commercial.
Yeah, I know, right?
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
There's no better feeling than a win, except a BetMGM win. Goodbye. Woo! That one hurt good. You feel that? Yeah! Now you're winning with the king of sports bets. Come on.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the Integra.
Ravens postgame is brought to you by Len Stoller Automotive in Owings Mills and Westminster. A better way to buy and a proud partner of the Baltimore Ravens.
17-15, Ravens close out the preseason with a 23rd consecutive preseason win. As we break down the numbers, the one that jumps out at me, Rod, is 21 yards rushing. That is not a number I think we will see at any point in the regular season, but it's preseason. This was really not about establishing the running game. This was really about some job battles, I would say primarily on defense. And in the end, I think the younger players did a good job of giving Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh some tough decisions to make as we take a look at some of the defensive highlights from this third and final preseason game.
You love tough decisions if you're a coach. I mean, it's tough, but you love it because you know you have battles across the board in all the rooms, being safeties, corners, linebackers, defensive line, wherever it might be, that you had those battles, and it's going to come down to who do you think fits your system and the philosophy of your team going into the season, how they can impact probably more on special teams. Now we're talking about those last couple of guys that who can be a part on special teams, and then when we're asked to have them come out and play during offense or defense, that they can go out there and perform.
And as we start to take a look at some of the position breakdowns, because that's what the teams have to do now. You get on the big whiteboard, you move players around, which guys fit, which guys don't fit. At cornerback, this is a deep group. This is a group that you're going to have 10 or 11. Here's your first four that I would say are pretty much a set. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, they're Pro Bowl corners. They're your guys to start. Brandon Stevens played mostly last year at safety, 11 starts at safety. Kyle Fuller, a veteran that they bring into the cornerback. What does Kyle Fuller bring in terms of depth, confidence? What's the main thing he brings Mike McDonald?
Like anybody that knows football, NFL football, and knows the Fuller family, they all play well. They all play really good football. They all know ball. They understand it. They're football junkies. And this past week, I was just talking to a couple different interviews about how excited I am to watch these guys play healthy. I got to remember, Humphreys was hurt last year. Marks was hurt last year. Brandon he's still learning how to play the position. He was a running back in college, right? So he's still learning. So I think these guys are, I think it's a solid performance. And then, Pepe's a player. He's a little player. He understands that he has great feet, great hands. He puts himself in great position to make plays for the football team. And then, Armour Davis is one of those guys that I think is very similar to Pepe, different skill set than Pepe, but they all can perform. And the question is, are they going to keep 5 or are they going to keep 6? That's the question. Because if you keep 6, now you're saying, okay, am I going to keep only 4 safeties or am I keeping 5 safeties? And if you keep 5, it eats up into your numbers and all over the place.
We'll talk safeties as we continue to break down this roster and what it could look like on September 11th when the Ravens start the regular season in the Meadowlands against the Jets. It's all for real now.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best
fruit? Want some fruit? That's you? That's your son? Huh? Huh? Come on, baby.
years ago, a battle of good versus evil was waged between Samaritan and Nemesis, twin brothers who became sworn enemies. But let me start at the beginning. They were freakishly strong. They unintentionally hurt people. The residents of the town grew to fear the brothers. They waited until the family slept, boarded up their home, and set it on fire. The parents were burned alive, but the twins were unscathed. Samaritan grew to fight for justice, to be a protector. Nemesis, consumed by revenge, wanted the world to suffer as his parents had. Samaritan tried to contain his brother's fury, so Nemesis forged a powerful weapon, a hammer that he poured all his hate and rage into. It was the only thing that could destroy Samaritan. Nemesis lured him to the power plant, where he would defeat his brother once and for all. Nemesis knew his brother would come to save the innocent. The brothers were equally matched. With the hammer, Nemesis had the upper hand. But not for long. Samaritan and Nemesis died in the blast. This is the story we've all been told. But I believe Samaritan is still alive.
In fairness to our caller, if Samaritan was in fact a type of guardian, which he is, why fake his death? Samaritan abandoned us. Yes. But why? That answer is in my book. Samaritan lives.
Sam, you got any cash on you?
Ma, come on.
What happened to the $5 I lent you last week? I need it for the bus. Please, I'm gonna be late. I need it. And you know, after taxes, it takes me about an hour of bedpan cleaning just to earn that $5.
Ma, just take it.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, and don't forget, take out the trash.
It's raining.
It's smelling. Lock this door. Be good.
Everything good? Baby, get a puzzle.